It's a Saturday, I've got the place to myself. Nobody seems to come in on a Saturday. So I've driven a little note home and then back into work today. Those journeys are about half an hour each way, so I've done about an hour of driving in it, and I'm impressed. It drives really, really well. I mean, I knew it was scuffed up, but I was looking for the other inevitable problem with it, to be honest. You know, what's the thing that happened that made them decide at that point it was time to get rid of? But it actually drives really well. A lot of people were putting in the comments that they're great cars, but they're a bit boring to drive. I have to say I disagree. It's actually quite a lot of fun. It's quite a lot of fun. It bombs along. It really bombs along, and it, you know, I do drive them quite enthusiastically. I want to test them all out, and through the corners there's a bit of body roll, a bit of lean, but once it's done that, it's got quite a lot of grip, and you really can bomb along. Yes, longer hills, you know, you do need to drop down a gear or two on some of the longer hills, but if you were just bombing around town in it and you weren't doing, you know, the up and down of the country lanes like I am, you'd think it was a properly nippy little car. Yeah, it brakes straight, it drives straight, it no clunks or bangs, no trim rattles. It drives really, really nicely. So well worth the effort, I think, to get round and get on the paint. So we'll get on to Marlowe's on Monday morning and get the paint ordered up, and then get her in and start tidying her up, because she's got that long MOT on her. And I think, well, in the camera that door looks a different shade, doesn't it? In real life it doesn't look quite that different, but you can just about see it in real life, but it looks a lot worse on camera. This will make someone a brilliant car. This will make someone a brilliant little car. If you want something, you feel a little bit higher up in it, like almost like a mini SUV, so you feel a little bit higher up off the ground in it, but there's loads of room inside. Loads of room. I mean, I'm on my 6'2", and I've got loads of headroom in here and loads of legroom, and that's my driving position, and I've still got that much legroom. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with this little note. I like it. All the knobs and buttons work. I mean, this is the idea of me trying them all out as well, is I'd like to become an encyclopedia of small cars and be able to match people with the right car. You know, I think a lot of time people walk by stuff or don't even consider stuff that actually would be really good for them. And if you've got a bit of a family, maybe you've got teenagers still at home and you're running them about the place, but you don't want anything too big and too expensive to run, something like this seems great, because like I say, you've got all that room in the back, you can all pile in it fine, but you still haven't got very high running costs. And like I say, I actually think that it does actually drive quite well. I think it handles quite well, and once you're up to speed it bombs along. So yeah, we'll get the paint on it and get cracking, and hopefully get another car at the door. I had quite a lot of messages last night over the Polo and the C1, but everybody seems to want to come in on Monday for some reason. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, an encouraging amount of messages very early on those. So yeah, it'll be get the note done, because it's got the MOT on it, and then it's time to get cracking on these Fords, and hopefully fit further on with the Alpha. Caddy, I haven't done anything about that turbo. We think the turbo vanes are sticking out. I haven't done anything about it because I've driven it a couple more times and it hasn't done it. And to be honest, I'm really enjoying driving the Caddy. A lot of you said keep it, and I'm very tempted to, because I'm really enjoying driving it. It's nothing, you don't feel any necessity to drive it quickly. You just sort of like ponder along in it, but it has got plenty of torque. It's just so practical for what I do, bowing stuff in the back. So I think we'll probably say that's not up for sale at the moment, or maybe I should clean it, photograph and put it up for a sale price where if it goes I'm very happy, if it doesn't I'm not worried. Lots to do, let's get cracking. Now, I haven't got time to tear into cleaning up the 2CV, but I can't resist the boys next door who do house clearances. They're the guys that are moving out next month. Keep popping me over anything they find relating to cars, bless them. And they just brought me over some Autoglim Super Resin Polish, which I think is probably about as old as the car. So I can't help myself. Let's put a little bit on a microfiber and see what it looks like. And I know you cleaning car cleaning guys are going to do your nut, me just going straight in the dirt like this, but let's have a look. I've really got to stop myself from just tearing into this now. I've got too much other work to do, but I couldn't resist doing this. Let's put it on the white as well. Oh, I literally just shot it all over myself. Not a good look. I'll leave the comments to themselves there. So let's see what the white comes up like. Wipe a bit off my trousers. This is going to leave an even more dubious stain there. Right. Let's get a clean cloth a sec. I'm also interested to see what Neat G101 will do to this. I did a little bit there, but I'm interested to put some Neat G101 on there and see what that does in a second as well. Right, let's see, clean cloth. We've not got a bad yellow there. And the, oh, that's coming up all right as well actually. Look at that. It's very tempting to do the whole car now, but I haven't got time. Let's have a look at what Neat G101 will do to this roof a second. Here we go. I know a lot of you are going to warn me about my skin because it's not good stuff to touch on its own like that. I'm sure other products will probably do just as well. I would have thought a bathroom cleaner like a mould and mildew cleaner will probably do really well on this. It's just what I've got to hand is the G101. Yeah, it's still got quite a bright yellow to it. Right, leave it alone. We've got other things to be doing right now, James. Now, those of you that follow my Instagram channel, Chops Garage, will know there might be another imminent purchase just as bad as this one. So if you don't follow me on Instagram and you want to get the heads up on things early, get on there and give me a follow on Instagram, Chops Garage, and you'll see what other terrible purchasing mistake I might be about to just make. But yeah, I've got to leave that well enough alone. Got to get the Citroen C1 cleaned this afternoon. So we have another sale from the new unit. The little Suzuki Splash has just sold. I say it all the time, I'm going to say it again, to a lovely couple came down to see it, and they needed a second car as a bit of a runabout, and this met their needs perfectly. They'd seen the walk around video I've done on it, so they knew exactly what they were coming to see. We took it for a good long test drive. We're out for a good half hour. I like long test drives. I always say at the end of the day you can't hide anything with a long test drive. If it's going to overheat or gearbox problems, but also it gives the person a real chance to find out whether they like it or not. Because I'm happy to tell someone it's the wrong car for them if it's the wrong car for them, because they don't get on with it. But no, they absolutely loved it. They said it does exactly what they needed to do, and it's obviously super clean, super low miles. So I just need to find out what I've done with the V5. It's in amongst my paperwork somewhere and I can't find it at the moment. So they're coming to pick that up in about a week's time. They're coming to pick that one up. So that's out the door. Another nice easy one of the rare easy ones, because again it's a subscriber's car, isn't it? So it was as described, and it didn't have any faults. I just had to get it MOT'd, give it a good clean, and it sold itself really. So another simple one. Had quite a few messages on the Polo and quite a few messages on the C1 as well, so hopefully they'll go relatively soon. I'm looking forward to when I can get everything into the other unit and get tidied up in there. I'm not liking people coming here when it's not set up the way I want it to be. And I've had permissions as well to have my vinyls put across the doors there, so I can photograph as many as you said in front of some signage for the garage as well. So yeah, stock is moving gradually. With that sold, I've still got to get the Kia Rio back over, and I've got a Dacia Sandero to get back over as well. So I should be all right for stock for a bit, but I'm definitely going to keep looking out for local stock that's all ready to go, because I really can't be doing with the old having to do a huge amount of preps at the moment with all the other cars to do. So, and also you subscribers, your cars seem to be good cars, guys. So if you want a quick hassle-free sale, continue to get in touch. Really appreciate it. I've had confirmation from the gentleman as well, by the way, that the VW Transporter, the race Transporter, is for sale. I think it'd actually make an epic camper, wouldn't it? You can make an epic mobile home with that. But it is up for grabs. He really actually wants 10k for it, but I do think that's good value. I think 10,000 for it is actually good value, because you kit this out as a mobile home and I think you've got something that's worth some serious bucks on your hands. So if any of you are serious about wanting to purchase, I can get you in touch with the guy. Oh, the joys of being a car dealer. So a person messaged me this morning wanting to see the C1, and I said that I would be here till 4 o'clock, being a Saturday, because the family want me home early for a Marvel movie and pizza night. Anyway, I was still kicking around here about 4:15 doing some stuff in the unit, and I got a message from, are you still there? Because we really want to come out and see it. So I said, okay, if you come out now, I'm still here. So out they came, pulled up, walked around the car, looked around the car. Can we take it for a test drive yet? Took it for a test drive, came back. Yeah, the boot's too small. So when you first turned up, well, let's even rewind it before then. Before you came out to look at the car, if you didn't know how big the boot were on them, perhaps you should have looked at the pictures that showed the boot in the pictures. And also, maybe when you first came up to the car, so even forgiving the fact you didn't see the size of the boot in the pictures that were clearly shown, when you turned up to the car and you popped the boot lid and you saw the size of the boot, why did you then take it out for a test drive? But no real ill feelings towards them. It's just the way people are sometimes. They don't think things through clearly, do they? Trouble is, the impact for us little guys, little dealers here, is now it's getting on close 5:30. I'm now late from getting back to the family, and I haven't benefited from it at all. But you've got to take the rough with the smooth, haven't you? Well, today I'm mainly driving Ford Ka home. So before I start getting into this car, I want to take it for a run home and back and just make sure that it's going to be time and money well spent. Everything is getting really covered. I didn't expect this at all. Really covered in very fine wood dust from the chipboard factory. I would have thought they'd have filters that would stop that coming out in the air. Goodness knows what the people living around here all the time are breathing in if it's like that all the time. I can only assume that it depends on the wind direction and so forth as to how bad that is, but I'm surprised. You can see on the caddy, after a few days sat, do the windscreen wiper, and you got that much wood dust. Well, I guess it's all biodegradable, but I'm surprised it's allowed. Anyhow, focus back on my job. Take this for a spin, see what we think.